Hi guys, welcome back to Rob's Arsenal recap, and in this video we're just going to talk about the match against Fulham. We're going to go through some highlights. We're going to watch some highlights on the previous match we played against them. We're going to see some stats concerning the match, and also we're just going to go through the interview that Ben White done. So let's just get into it, and also we're going to have a cheeky prediction at the end as well. So the last time we played Crystal Palace, the result was 3-0. We were playing away, and we had basically the match was set up with Trossard registering a hat-trick of the first half assists. He got a hat-trick in the first half for assist, and we secure a comfortable win. There was a VAR decision that denied us the first goal in 16 minutes, an own goal by Robinson, with Martinelli in the offside position in the build-up. Moments after though, after we were denied the opener, Gabriel powered in a Trossard corner to break Fulham resolve. Martinelli then added a second with downward header before Odegaard found the third moments before the break. He controlled Trossard's cross from the left hand side and lashed it in an effort in the bottom corner. Fulham were better after the break and could have scored a consolation through Mitrovic, but the striker rattled the bar with an header, and Jesus then went close to scoring. On his return back, struck his shot straight at Leno. So that was basically a recap. That was basically a recap of what happened the previous match we played against Fulham. So in terms of stats against Fulham, the last match we had 15 shots and 7 on target, 56 possession, 539 passes, 539 passes, 86% pass accuracy, 9 fouls, 1 yellow card, 2 offsides, and 8 corners. The formation was Aaron Ramsdale in goal, Zinchenko at left back, Gabriel at left centre back, William Saliba at right centre back, and Ben White at right back. We had Odegaard, Partey and Xhaka in the middle, and up front we had Martinelli, Trossard and Saka. Now we see in this in the last 2 matches we have Eddie Nketiah up front, and we haven't got Xhaka in the team anymore. Now I believe we've replaced him with Havertz. So I believe Havertz will play in that position, and Nketiah will swap around in Trossard position. But later on we get into the match lineups to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So Arsenal has never lost a game to Fulham in 30 basically meetings. We've won 24 and drawn 6. Following their victory at Everton on the opening day, Fulham are looking to win their first 2 away games of top flight season for the first time at this 29th attempt. So we're just going to talk about the players that's injured or missing for both teams. So we've got suspended Tamiasu and Jurien Timber. Tamiasu suspended, Jurien Timber injured, but Gabriel Magalhaes' potential introduction into the team lineup could be good for us. He has scored in 3 of the 4 Premier League games against Fulham, including a late winner in last year's fixture. So Gabriel basically is a good, you know when some players are very happy, excited to play against some teams, that's Gabriel with Fulham. Gabriel always seems to perform good against Fulham, so hopefully he comes back in the team and hopefully he carries on that good goal scoring record against Fulham. On Fulham's side, they've got Tim Ream suspended after picking up 2 bookings against Brentford, and I believe Decover Reed is suspended as well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And their top leading goal scorer both for the last 2 seasons, Alexander Mitrovic, joined Al Hilal for a reported 50 million fee. Now, for me, I'm happy to get rid of Mitrovic. Mitrovic is one of the scariest strikers in the league, and I'm not saying that lightly, because most defenders, I've recently watched an interview with Ben White, the same Ben White. We're going to read it, where he says that, we're going to read the article what Ben White was talking about, and he says that he's happy to see the back of Mitrovic. And it's not just Ben White. I've heard a lot of defenders saying that he's like the toughest opponent they've played against in terms of his aggression, his strength. He's hard to shake off the ball, and he's very good in the air as well. So I'm happy that we won't be playing against Mitrovic, and hopefully we will smash Fulham, because if Mitrovic is there, I believe that it's not clear cut as now when he's not there, because with Mitrovic there's always a possibility of them creeping back into the game, because he can occupy two defenders. That's how good he is. He's strong enough to on one side occupy Gabriel and then go on the other side and occupy William Saliba, even though I believe William Saliba can deal with anyone on his day. Mitrovic will give him a good run for his money. So we're just go into some head-to-head stats. Arsenal have never lost a league game at home at Fulham, winning 24 and drawing 6 of their 30 such meetings. No other team has a better unbeaten record at home to a particular opponent in the English league history. Arsenal have been a difficult nut for Fulham to crack regardless of the venue, with Fulham failing to win any of their last 10 Premier League meetings with the Gunners, only managing 2 draws in that run and failing to keep a clean sheet in any of their last 16 games against them. So we're just going to go in the recent form of the teams. We see Brighton and Man City at the top of the table, and Arsenal is keeping pace with those two teams. So we're in third. The only 3 teams that hasn't lost the first 2 opening fixtures. Monday night, a victory over Palace extended Arsenal unbeaten run in the Premier League London derbies to 13 games, 11 wins and 2 draws, and I believe this will extend it to 12 wins and 2 draws in 14 games. Arsenal should also be buoyed by the prospect of a 3 p.m. Saturday kickoff, having lost just 1 of their last 34 home Premier League games at that time, winning 27 and drawing 6. They won 3 of their 4 such fixtures last season, drawing the other 1-1 against Brentford. Fulham have struggled when travelling across the capital lately, winning just 1 of their last 19 top flight away games against their fellow London clubs. 4 draws, 14 defeats. Their only win in that sequence was the 3-0 defeat of Crystal Palace on last year Boxing Day. So in our team, I believe that Gabriel Magalhaes will come back in the team because of the suspension we have to Tamiaso. And as I said, stay tuned, and later on I'm going to go into the fixture. I'm going to go into the formations and how we could possibly set up against Fulham, and why I believe that this formation that we're going to take a look at is going to be beneficial for us going forward and in this match, based off the team we're playing, based off the players we're playing against. Now, for Fulham, they've got 2 players. Fulham could give Callum Bassey and Adam Traore their first start. Both players will come in to replace suspended Tim Ream and Bobby Dick-Over-Reid as they attempt to shock Arsenal at the Emirates. Now, Adam Traore is a special player, right? He's like Marmite. This player, he's got the speed, he's got the power, but sometimes his final third decision lets him down. But I believe on his day, he's one of the toughest forward to play against, because he's got that speed and he's got that power. He's one of the strongest players in the Premier League, if not the strongest, because we've seen his build. He's got muscle everywhere in his neck, in his eyes. He's got muscle everywhere. So for me, on his day, he's one of the best and strongest player to play against. So I'm hopeful that in this match we don't see the best of Adam Traore, because he can give us a good match. And if he does perform that well, it's going to only encourage his team to do even better than they did in the first 2 matches of the season. So the team for Fulham, I would say it would be Leno, Tete, Diop, Bassey and Robinson. And in midfield we see Reed, Lukic, Pereira, Wilson, and I don't know, up top we might see Jimenez and Traore in midfield. That's how I believe it's going to be set up. And one to watch out for, I would say, it's 3 players to look out for: Traore, Jimenez and Pereira. We know Jimenez is a very good player when he was playing for Wolves. He's got that. He's very good in the air. He's got a very good heading accuracy, and also he always scores some freaky goals. And he's always, when he plays against Fulham, he's always that is always that player. Before that big injury, he's always that player. And I believe he got that big injury when he's playing against us. I think it was David Luiz got into a tangle in a header, and then he turned off. He got injured that time. And I believe that Pereira is a very, very, very good player, very techie player, very technical, very good on the ball. Yeah, I believe Pereira is one to watch out for, and Jimenez and Traore. So those three players, if we can keep those three players contained, then I believe that we will win this match very, very easily. And you'll find out my score prediction later on in the video. So this is an article Ben White released. Ben White released. So this is an article Ben White released before the match against Fulham. Ben White is expecting another battle for the 3 points when Marco Silva's side come to end 5, but revealed he won't miss the sight of Alexander Mitrovic lining up for the Cottage, who recently moved to Saudi Pro League club Al Hilal. I played against him in the championship as well, and that was always hard. So he's a very good striker, and one that I'm quite pleased to see go. He laughed. It was going to be tough. They're going to be coming to Arsenal wanting to get some points, so it's our job to do what we need to do. We knew it was going to be a tough game against Palace. They're a very good side, with a very good manager who knows what he's doing, especially with 10 men. It's a hard place to go. And we grind out that victory against Crystal Palace. It was not easy, but we got the job done. It was not a convincing display in terms of how we played, in terms of the movement on the ball and off the ball. But what matters right now in the first 2 games of the season is just collecting 3 points. I don't think you've seen the best of what we can do. We're looking to be better than last year. At the age of 25, Ben White is already the most experienced player in our youth squad. We're all quite young, he said. I'm probably one of the oldest now, so it's a freshening up of the group, and there is exciting talent coming through. So I believe that we will also get better. Ben White believes so, and I believe so as well, because we haven't played our natural formation. And when I say natural, I mean we haven't got those flary players in the team as yet. How we've started is, I think, Mikel Arteta is experimenting while I think he knows what he's doing, but in our mind it's an experiment, right? Because we see Thomas Partey playing at right back, and for me, even though it's 3 at the back at times, it's more a defensive setup, because then we can flood the midfield. And if you flood the midfield, you push teams back. And if you push teams back, they only can counter. That's the only thing they can do. They can't have a consistent attacking wave after wave. They can't do that consistently. So they only can counter attack. And if you counter attack, and if they counter attack, and you've got good defensive line, and you've got good pacey defenders like William Saliba, Ben White, then we will be able to win the ball back very easily. So this, I believe, Arteta set the team up not for flair, not for scoring high margins and scoring lots of goals at the moment. It's just to show up our defense, make sure that we, especially against the low block team, make sure we can dissect them properly. Because when we got those midfielders like Thomas Partey, right back, and inverting in midfield, we got Declan Rice cleaning up, and then we can have Odegaard and Havertz up front in the top of attacking mid, left attacking mid, and right attacking mid, doing those intricate passes, trying to open that defense. And we also got Eddie Nketiah looking to spin off the defenders, and Gabriel Martinelli chopping in, Saka chopping in. We've got more of a chance of opening that defense, that lock, because we see last season many times we've come up against low block and we don't know what to do because we've been playing the same formation. And I've been crying out for this, that Arteta needs to try something different, and needs to try something new, and I believe this is exactly what he's doing, and so far it's working. Many people are criticizing that it's not the free-flowing football we used to, but it's working. What he's doing is actually working, so we have to give him credit for that. Ben White goes down to say that I came as a boy after switching rounds around loads of clubs, and I was out on loan a lot. I went to Brighton and played a season. So this is the first club that I've been at for a few years. I've come back in pre-season to play in the same team, and I've grown as a person and as a player. One player helping Ben White grow is the young man he often shares the right wing with, academy graduate Bukayo Saka. He's amazing, Ben White said. I've said that before. He makes me look so much better than I am. He's doing on a consistent basis, which is so important at his age. It's amazing. So Ben White said that Saka makes him look better than he is. Well, that's a big admission for Ben White, and I also believe so. If Ben White was playing with someone like Reeves Nelson, it wouldn't look as good as he does. But because Saka draws so much attention to him, it can give Ben White space on the right to operate and do as he sees fit. There's a trophy available. If there's a trophy available, then it's nice to get one as soon in the season as possible, he said. We're open for more in the rest of the season. To win the Premier League is not just about beating City, it's everyone. They're an amazing side and I've done it so long. But on their day, anyone can be anyone, and that's a fact. On their day, anyone can be anyone. The ball is round. It doesn't live at your home. So at the end of the day, if Fulham turns up and Arsenal don't, we're going to lose or we're going to drop points in a draw. So that's Ben White's interview there. So my prediction for this match, I believe that we will win 4-0. That's my prediction. We will win 4-0. The scorers will be Eddie Nketiah scoring 2, Bukayo Saka scoring 1, and Martinelli scoring 1. However, I possibly see Odegaard scoring 1. So if Odegaard scores, then I believe Nketiah will score 1. So that's the scorers. I believe we're gonna see. That's the scoreline. 4-0. I think we're gonna win convincingly. Possibly playing more fluent than the first 2 matches of the season. That's how I see this match, because Fulham, they're that kind of team that don't like to sit back too much. They like to try things with their manager. That manager is not that type of manager to sit back all the time and just absorb the pressure. He's the type of manager that would like to impose his ideas, right? So let's see in this match how the scoreline will be. So make sure you drop a comment below with your prediction, your predicted formation, your predicted players starting, and also your predicted scores. So catch you in the next video, guys. Have a blessed one. Goodbye.